So let's get into this teaching because I got to give you the word first. And allow me to walk through this word like God gave it to me. Now, we're going to use some of this time to set this atmosphere because it wasn't set. So don't y'all be rushing me when we get to the word piece. Like y'all getting sleepy now. Y'all got to come in and set this atmosphere. I want you to know I have asked the worship team and the prayer team to come in and set the atmosphere every Wednesday. I need you to come because there's going to be a session before the word of breaking cycles. There's going to be a before and an after. When we get to the after, the cameras will be off. Okay? So if they're not in here, they have to get what they can get with the word. But there's some things, and I saw in confirmation, it has to be handled in privacy. Everything can be publicized. People spend too much time mimicking your deliverance. Everything ain't a joke. Y'all need to hear me. Everything ain't a meme and everything ain't a joke. And I know we try to have the cameras for those who can't be here, but it comes a season that you get face to face with God. It ain't nobody's business but you and God. Oh, come on. I thought y'all would hear me better than that today. So let's get into this Breaking Cycles series 2023 part 2. I feel God. I'm trying to calm my spirit, y'all. I feel God. This series is focused on breaking the cycles that negatively affect our everyday lives. And as I started last week, allow me to cover just a hint of where we went last week and jump into where we're going this week. And this is a teaching series. I don't know if it's preaching, whatever y'all call. I don't know. Y'all be calling that all kind of stuff. I don't know, but I see the word coming out of y'all too. It says, our goal is to advance the kingdom of God. What does that mean? We're taking territory back from the enemy because we have an assignment to bring souls in the kingdom. We have too many people who are not in the kingdom. They're part of a church, but they're not in the kingdom. We got to understand the difference. Isaiah 55:11 is our core scriptures. Greeting to everybody. If I did not greet you, and to our bishop, don't mean any disrespect. Isaiah 55:11 is our core scripture for the next 5 weeks that we will be in this series. And as I said, I'm going to be dealing specifically with demonic forces and spirits that have been attacking us, and I'm going to call them by name. And I'm glad you are here because I need you to pick up some of this in the spirit. You can't pick up over the airways. You got to know what you're really fighting against, because sometimes you're fighting, and you don't even know. But Isaiah 55:11 says, it is the same with my word. I send it out, and it always produces fruit. That's like one of my favorite passages. It always produces fruit. It will accomplish all I want it to, and it will prosper everywhere I send it. I want you to lay hands on yourself because that's a word to you. Everything that God said to you and about you, it will produce fruit. But just like there's an assignment to produce, there is opposition that does not want you to bring forth. And that happens to all of us. And last week, I introduced a spirit called the spirit of Herod. Do y'all remember that? The spirit of Herod was a violent spirit, and it was a spirit that caused people to quit and to give up in the middle. It was a spirit that causes amputation. It cuts off potential. Before you can even realize what you're really made out of, the spirit of Herod shows up to stop you at the point of potential. And why does this matter? Because they infuse themselves in what we call negative life cycles. And as I talked about cycles, and most of us know what cycles are, there are good cycles and bad cycles. And I'm not going to get into the good cycles. You need to go back last week if you want to hear that. But the negative cycles are things that keep us going through the same thing over and over. Cycles are just recurring habits. Patterns. We copy them over and over. It is the way we behave. It is the way we think. There are negative life cycles, things that keep us from moving forward. They cancel our faith in God because we depend on ourselves. When we get into cycles, you depend on what you know. You depend on your skills. You depend on your ideas. There's no room for faith. Why? Because the enemy infuses these cycles to keep us from moving forward. Because if we're stuck, there's no need to seek God. If we're stuck, there's no need to pray. There's no need to try to operate in faith. For what? Your life is predictable. When your life is predictable, you don't become a demonstrative to those who don't know God. You become a stumbling block. The Bible talks about us becoming stumbling blocks. That means we have no movement. Oh, y'all feeling this today? So here it is. We get stuck in cycles and we adjust to them because they become a part of our everyday life. It's just who I am and how I react. But the enemy has a goal with these cycles, and that's what I want y'all to realize. Over the next 6 weeks, he has a goal with these cycles. He's not just allowing this to happen in your life because this happened with your family. He's not just allowing this to happen just because it's you. There's a reason he infuses this in your mind to keep you. He's not omnipresent. He's not omniscient. He's not all-knowing, but he's so familiar. And that he hangs around and he gets a pretty good idea of the things that God has for you in your life. So he has goals, and some of his goals are to distract you from what God has assigned for you to do. His first goal is to distract you. Say that to me, to distract me. Let's make that personal. I'm going to need y'all to talk back today. Number 2, he wants to frustrate God's plan for you. He wants to frustrate you. He doesn't mind you going forward and going back as long as you don't make no real traction. He'll let you get excited and get a hint of something working as long as you get caught up when something else falls apart and you resort back to your old ideas. He infuses those cycles. Number 3, he wants you to get off track of doing God's will for your life. He wants you preoccupied with things that really have nothing to do with his cycles. It has nothing to do with your purpose. Excuse me. So here it is that we have to reclaim our dominion because these cycles happen to everybody. And I want to take my time with this. They happen to everybody. But we have to take back our dominion according to Genesis 1:26, that God gave us dominion over everything in the earth, everything that creepeth upon the earth, above and beyond. So we have authority over things supernaturally too. We don't have just authority in just this little realm. God gave us some serious power. Y'all act like y'all don't understand. He said you have dominion. Every force that comes against you that tries to stop you, tries to keep you doing the same thing over and over, you have the power to stop it. But he uses these cycles because they give room or access for demonic infiltration. I need to slow that down. He infiltrates or he intrudes our space. The areas that we have set aside for God and for our family and for living, he interferes with that. Are y'all understanding this? Through cycles. And you get caught up because you're like, why can't I get out of this? Like, why does this keep happening to me? Why does this keep showing up in my life? Why I go so far and keep coming back to this same juncture? I know I'm preaching in the house. So as soon as I make up my mind, my heart lines up, here comes this. And I don't know how to deal with it, so I fall right back in. And I gave you 2 access points last week, and one of them was generational cycles. Do y'all remember that? I said we like to put a lot of weight on generational stuff. People talking about I got generational curses and so forth. I call them cycles. Okay, generational cycles are specific struggles waiting for the opportunity to repeat in us. I need you to lay hands on yourself. Generational cycles are looking for an opportunity to what? Repeat in me. So they use us as conduits to make God out to be a liar. What do generational cycles look like? They're characteristics. They are behaviors, ideas. They are perceptions. They are fears. They are anger. Sometimes there is an anger in us and we don't even know where it came from. You're just an angry person. And somehow it passed down. It's your mom or your grandmother or your dad or your uncle. Or sometimes it ain't even a person like that. It's somebody who raised you and had influence on you. And you've taken on those characteristics. Those are generational cycles. Are y'all understanding so far? And the problem is, over time, they become a negative life cycle because we never broke agreement with them. So when they come, we accept whatever they come with. We never broke up. Like, you break, baby, it ain't you, it's me, okay? So we never break up with them. We allow them to hang around because they're so familiar, because they show up all the time. We recognize them. And sometimes what we recognize seems safer than what we don't know, even if it's dangerous. Oh, come on, let me walk this. Sometimes it shows up in traumatic events, and now we have a whole slew of people who really monopolize on your trauma. I'm going to tell the truth. Everybody don't need counseling. Sometimes you do need counseling because your head ain't right. Sometimes your behind need to be delivered because of trauma that has happened to you. I just need y'all to understand. See, I know the world tells us that you got to talk about everything, but some things you got to command. There's some things you got to root up and pull out. That's what the Bible told Jeremiah. Said, this is what I sent you to do. Everything can't be negotiated through talk. Oh, I know y'all don't like that because it gives us a way out. Just like I said, alcoholism now, we don't address it. We call it alcoholism because alcoholism is a disease. And we treat the disease different than drunkenness. That is a sin. See, the Bible is very clear with what's a sin and what's a disease. Even Jesus dealt with them differently. So in our minds, there are a lot of things that are sin in our life, and churches don't talk about that no more because it's not pretty, it's not popular. There are a lot of things that have opened the door for sin in our lives that are causing access for these forces to run to and fro. And we get caught up in these same things that's been going on because we have not broken agreement with it. So it shows up again. The enemy uses trauma to keep you reliving it over and over again. I'm not downplaying what happened to you one bit. Please don't get it twisted. I am not. But I tell you, God is greater than what happened to you. God wasn't surprised. I know you don't like that. He wasn't surprised what happened to you. He didn't cause, but he wasn't surprised. But I tell you, if it happened, you are already more than equipped to deal with it. Somebody needs, that traumatic experience that you shamed to talk about. The thing that the enemy keeps you stagnant, keeps you living it over and over again. And God says, I have moved you beyond that because there's a generation that needs the deliverance up there. Oh, y'all better hear me. See, we want God to deliver, but God delivers through you. But we're too scared to tell and testify because of our privacy. We're too scared to put it out there because we know people will use it. So we get stuck. We compartmentalize. We let God have access, have his way over here. But over here, you can't have access to that because that still hurts too bad. And so we can't move fully in God because we're stuck right here. I need y'all to understand what's going on in our lives today. I'm talking about breaking cycles. If I didn't tell you, I need you to make sure you share this live. Call your peeps that's been calling you for prayer. You don't need to keep praying over and over again. They need to be delivered. I'm just telling you the truth. You got to deal with them spirits the way, just deal with it. This is what it is. I love you. I'm going to pray, but I need to make sure you understand what it is you're dealing with. Because let me tell you something. Ain't nothing like a delivered soul. You can pray till you got fire down from heaven, but if that soul ain't delivered, they going right back and continue in whatever it was they were doing. There's some things that only the power of God can do. I know we try to quote it out. We try to share all these thoughts, and we come to church to try to get ideas to preach on our lives, and we come to church to try to get quotes and get people excited, and we're in bondage ourselves, which is why we start, stop, which is why we can't get a continual flow. Oh, see, yes, y'all got to understand this. Even in disobedience, and I told my team this last night, I said, don't you know you can have success even in disobedience? See, just because you're successful don't mean that you're obeying God. I need y'all to understand this. People think just because I got a little extra that I'm moving things. But you better understand that the enemy, he gives blessings too. need us to understand generational cycles is number one. Let me hurry. Number two is disobedience and self-will. And that's something we don't like to talk about, disobedience, because it ain't pretty either. And here it is where sin and unrighteousness and distractions lay. But I want to get into this today, that cycles stay hidden through self-deception. We deceive our own selves. So cycles stay hidden because we pretend that it's okay. We pretend that I can continue in spite of what's going on in me. We adjust. Sometimes it shows up as sicknesses. Sometimes it shows up as derangement. Sometimes you think everybody is against you. You just deranged. Your mind ain't right. Your head ain't right, boo. That's really what it is. And when you understand that, you get a better understanding that this showed up in my generation. This kept showing up in my family. Auntie was deranged too, and cousin and grandma. Everybody hiding money all under the mattress because you thought you couldn't trust nobody. Oh, come on. I'm trying to help somebody today. It's time to say it stops right here. In case you needed to know what the subject was today, I need you to look at your neighbor and say, gotta go. Oh, yeah, I need you to say it with some urban flavor. I need you to put your head to the side, smack your lips, and say, it's gotta go. So here it is that we can't break these cycles. I promise I'm going to say some good stuff. We have problems trying to break these cycles because they stay hidden through self-deception. We can't break them. Why? Because these negative forces work against us. Come on, I'm going to help y'all. They work against us. They keep rebuilding and holding us in the cycle. Why? Because then there's no demonstration. There's no room for faith, and there's no room for favor. So he keeps us. The more you try, it's like you're hitting a brick wall. Am I preaching to anybody? It's like you're hitting a brick wall. 2 Corinthians 10:4, I don't like the way y'all looking at me, says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. That means they not fleshly, okay? But mighty through God, through the pulling down of strongholds. Wait, what do we do before service? Casting down vain imaginations and every high thing. Oh, say I'm talking to the high things. Every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought through obedience of Christ. When you understand that, you understand why he's fighting you so hard. But here it is. I need to take a turn, and then I'm gonna bring this thing to close. Can I take a turn right here? Oh, come on, y'all got to work with a sister today, because okay. So I want to introduce something called secondary gain. Y'all know I got to teach y'all something, secondary gain, because we get excited and you know, we talk about breaking cycles, but there's a problem in breaking cycles. I feel like preaching this thing. Something called secondary gain is when you're still benefiting from the behavior that needs to change. That's what secondary gain is. Come on, don't look at me like that. What does that look like? That means a depressed person, somebody who doesn't want to be depressed. This is an example, but they like the attention that they get when they have the symptoms of depression. So they will keep the depression because they're gaining something from the attention. That's a secondary gain. And so with secondary gains, that mean even though this thing pains me, it pains me more not to have it. It pains me more to try to change. That means I'm getting more from what I'm encountering right now. So I really don't want to break this cycle because I keep getting some good stuff out of it. Oh, come on. Oh, I thought somebody would be shouting right now. Oh, but here it is. So what it looks like, I've tried everything, but it's not working. And it says the secondary gain is too strong. And so when it's too strong, you find yourself going back to your old ways. So what that looks like when you go on a diet, right? Oh, I can talk about this. And you said, I'm going to lose some weight, and you lose a few pounds, and you know, you get all fine. You get in that fine dress or them fine pants, you know, you be looking at one that make your booty look like it's high, you know, that one, you know, yeah, you be doing it, right? But there's a problem. Now, you say, I like the way I look, and yes, I got some health benefits. Oh, y'all don't be looking at me like that. I see y'all on social media. I see you. I see you with all your stuff out. I'm just saying. And so here it is. And you look good and you like it, but you like them bonbons too. Them bonbons, you like them bonbons, you like them cookies. You like them fried fried Oreos. I don't understand that foolishness, but you like them fried Oreos. So what happened? The secondary gain of the food that you know is bad for you, and the benefit of eating it, you still like it. So even though you like the way you look in that dress, them Oreos be calling your name. Them bonbons be calling your name. So now you got mixed emotions. Come on, I just used food because I didn't want nobody to say I was talking about them. So now you got mixed emotions because here it is. You said, I want to change. Subconsciously, I want to change. Subconsciously, I want to break it. Subconsciously, I want to stop doing this. Subconsciously, I want to stop being stuck at this place. Subconsciously, I want to stop reliving this. Subconsciously, I want to stop doing the same thing over and over. But I keep getting a secondary gain. I keep gaining something out of it. I know it's not good for me, but I keep gaining something out of it. I keep choosing bad relationships because I keep gaining something. I know bad boys ain't good for me, but I like the way they look. Oh, y'all better tell the truth up in here. Oh, they about the Antichrist. I said I love Jesus. They don't love Jesus, but it's something about them that keeps drawing me. That secondary gain. Y'all looking at me side eye. Keep looking at me. I'm coming right on down your row. And so here it is. And so it is with men too. You said I'm really trying to do the right thing in God, but that secondary gain be calling my name. I believe, I don't remember what movie it was. Pookie, I believe, had that crack, and he said it just be calling my name. He said it just be calling my name. I don't want it. His lips was all ashy. I know that thing be calling your name. Come on, God calling you up higher, but that thing be calling your name. In the middle of the night, you're supposed to be asleep, but you can hear that phone ding, and that thing just be calling your name. I need y'all to understand that today. So here it is. Oh, I need you to say it's gotta go. So here it is. Secondary gains keep you operating in negative cycles because the flesh benefits more than the spirit. You feed that flesh those secondary gains. And so here it is that we have to take the time to identify these negative cycles, because if you don't identify them, you won't be able to get out of it. So here it is. Can I shift one more time? Can I go a little bit further? So here it is that I told you all, and I want you to put a pin right there, that we were going to call these forces by name. Why do we have to do that? I feel like Jesus in here. I ain't going to be able to finish this tonight. There's a demonic force attached to every negative life cycle, right? As I told you, the spirit of Herod, I told you what it looks like. And you say, well, like, why do we have to call them by name? I know people don't want to do it, especially some saints. They scary. They scary. They don't want to call Bloody Mary. You know they ain't going to call no demons by name. They scared of her too, and she ain't even real. Oh, come on now. You scared to look in your own mirror in your own house. That don't make no sense with your blood-bought self. I need y'all to understand this. But here it is, Mark the 5th chapter, verse 8. Come on, y'all stick with me. I promise. I'm going to teach you something tonight. So here it is that we're going to address them by name. And why this is important, because Mark the 5th chapter, Jesus said, I'm going to drop right in the middle of this text, and I'll give you a snippet of what this means, okay? For Jesus has said to him, come out of this man, you impure spirit. Come on now, to catch this. Jesus said to him, come out of this man, you impure spirit. And it says, then Jesus asked him, what is your name? See, people get that backwards. See, Jesus called the demon out first and then asked him, what's your name? By the way, I need to know who was tormenting this man. See, y'all looking crazy. See, y'all looking at people trying to look at them how they act and give them names. That's not how that works. So he said, my name is Legion. He replied. The demons talk back. Did y'all get that? He replied, don't you know them spirits in your families talk back? They say, I ain't gonna let you go. I had your mama, your grandmama, your auntie, your cousin. I had your whole family. I'm gonna keep calling. I'm gonna keep moving. I ain't gonna let you identify me, because I want you to stay right in that cycle. Oh, say, but it's gotta go. So here it is. He says, my name is Legion. He replied, for we are many. Oh, that joker was bold. He said, it's a lot of us in here. It ain't just one of us. We having a party up in here. We had bruh so locked down. Bruh was all up in the tomb cutting himself. We had bruh so locked down, he didn't know if he was coming or going. The people couldn't even deal with him. He says, and the demons, the forces, and he begged Jesus. Now, hold on for a second. He says, my name is Legion. He replied, come on now for my English people. He replied, for we are many. Wait a minute. See, y'all got to get this. So is it possible this thing operates in multiple ways? Wait a minute. Can it be multiple streams to this thing? And the Bible said, and verse 10, and he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. Now, I want to preach that, but I can't preach that today. Y'all gonna have to give me another day to work that. But he begged Jesus, please don't send me out of the area. I told you last week that those forces are territorial. I told you that, didn't I? Oh, come on, see. Oh, he's begging right now, please. Don't put me out of her mind. Please don't put me out of his mind. Because if they ever get free, if they ever get free and recognize really who they are, they're going to do some real damage in the earth. So here it is. That you have to use a name. Come on, y'all, sit, please. Oh, you have to use a name because a name designates a person. Names are used to identify. My name is Diane. I know a lot of people, Pastor Di, Lady Di, all of that. I even changed my name to Vicky. Don't ask me why. Why I changed my name, and them crazy people called me Vicky. I don't even know what that was. But here it is. Names are used to identify. When we're dealing with forces, catch this in the Holy Ghost. We're dealing with personalities. You got to stop fighting people. Okay, you got to stop fighting people. You got to deal with the personalities because those forces have to abide and live inside of people. They cannot exist outside. Y'all not listening to me today, but them jokers gotta go. Oh, come on, gotta go. Y'all have been too polite, allowing them to hang around, been too polite to allow them to cause damage in your houses, but they've got to go. So here it is. Let me slow down. These spirits don't want you to recognize them. Come on now. They want to remain anonymous. Come on now. Let me tell y'all something. I need to confess this right quick. They want to remain anonymous. So here it is. If you're on my social media, I put out that somebody sent to my granddaughter a book, but it came with no name. It came to my house, not her. They got their own house. It came to my house, and it had her name on it and it had my address. And so initially, I was like, well, who sent it? Everybody I asked, and ain't nobody know who sent it, right? So I'm in the middle of this series. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So I put it on social media. Everybody just, it's cute. Ain't nobody claimed the book. The next day, something else came. Come on now, let me tell you. I said, okay. I said, let me tell you, this is about to go in the garbage. Somebody better say something. Because, see, I said, I understand about these forces, and I know where I am right now. I'm about to put all this up in the garbage. See, I don't get so caught up. Y'all better recognize what you're dealing with. So here it is. They did come forward. I said, girl, let me tell you something. In my realm, what I'm dealing with, I can't be playing with that. You better understand. You better identify yourself. You better put your name on that, girl. Ain't no surprises up in here. I understand that spirits don't want you to recognize them, but that's okay because Philippians 2:9, come on, we're going to turn again, and then we got one more, we're done, says, therefore God exalted him being who? Him being Jesus to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every other name. Oh, come on, y'all thought that we just use his name because y'all got to understand you use his name, yes, for power, but the Bible said that demons tremble at the name of Jesus. So every demonic force that comes against you, you use his name, you just put the name of Jesus on it. See, my name ain't got no weight. Y'all better understand. My name ain't got no weight, but you understand the power and the weight of Jesus. So he don't want you to recognize their names because they don't want you to use Jesus now. This is the last turn for the night. I need to give you this. I need to slow it down a little bit because I got to teach you this, because this right here, oh, we're about to open up some stuff now, because I need to tell you about the second spirit I want to address tonight. Last week was spirit of Herod. Tonight I want to deal with the spirit of the python, and it's going to tie to gotta go. I'm going to deal with the spirit of the python today. But let me teach you this first, because there's some things I've learned about pythons, and this is going to come home for some of y'all. They have an interesting way of killing their prey. Oh my God. They have an interesting way. They constrict it. They constrict their prey being whoever they called or whatever they called. They constrict it until it can no longer breathe, literally suffocating the life out of it. Are y'all hearing this? Can I walk this a little bit? So Mark, I was really interested. I'm a kind of a nerd like that. I wanted to know scientifically, Sandy. I said, well, if a pythons are really big snakes, okay? If a python can do this, naturally, how long does it take for somebody to, die and pass out? And I did look it up. I hope to God it don't send no things on my computer. I had to look it up. But I learned that it takes about 20 to 30 seconds to pass out when somebody is choking you, okay? But if they let go within that 20 to 30 seconds, it takes 10 seconds for you to regain your air. But if they continue, if they make it to 3 to 4 minutes, that's where you lose your life. 3 to 4 minutes. So I was blown away, Bishop. I said, okay, what about natural pythons? Talking about natural. And then I didn't realize that they bite you first. Come on. I didn't realize that. Everybody only talks about them squeezing, but they bite you first. And when they bite you, it shocks you. And it's not even poisonous. But the way you respond when they bite you, and they have the ability then, because you're caught off guard, they wrap their coil around you at that point. Oh, come on. This is real prophetic. I need y'all to get this. So they wrap their coil around your body, restricting your airflow. Number 3, what they do, after they restrict your airflow, and then you pass out or you die, then they swallow you whole. Come on. I know I see your faces, but this going to make sense in a minute. Yeah. It takes them about an hour to swallow you whole. And they have acid in their stomachs that dissolves everything, your bones and everything. So we really don't know how many people were killed by pythons. Why? Because there's no evidence. There is no evidence or proof at all. Come on. I came to let you know tonight spiritually. Some of what you're fighting is a python spirit, and I'm going to point it out, and I'm going to show you so that you can identify and tell you got to go. You got to get up off me. So here it is. Let me slow it down just a little bit more. So the spirit of a python, his purpose is to paralyze you. Because now I'm talking about the spirit of a python. As you hear me talking about this, I told you yes in the natural, and some of y'all can't handle that, but it's true, okay? But the spirit of a python, there are spirits that mimic everything in the natural. There are spirits that mimic everything that goes on in the earth. Are y'all understanding that? So the spirit of a python, his desire is to paralyze you. He wants to paralyze you. Yeah, and let me say this. Any of you ain't got to raise your hand. Y'all ever, sometimes you're asleep and you feel like you're in between. Come on, I'm about to call it out. You feel like you half awake and half asleep. I know in the medical world, they call that sleep paralysis. In the supernatural, they call that demonic interruption. But here it is, some of the same things that happen when you're asleep, like something is holding you down, like it paralyzes you. And it feels like your breath is short. Come on, am I talking like it's something is almost, you can breathe, but barely. It's like you're suffocating. Oh, I feel God. It's like you're suffocating. And so here, that's what a python does. They paralyze you, and their desire is to remove your breath. I need you to understand the breath. I don't mean breath in the natural. The Bible said that God breathed into Adam, and Adam became a living being. So I mean the very breath of God. So python spirits come upon you to paralyze you, to keep you from moving, and to remove the spirit of God from you. That makes you, y'all come on, Y'all got to understand this. And this is going to make sense because when he does that, he gets you in a place to deceive you. Because if there's no spirit, then he can deceive you. Because you will be left to your own devices. Did I lose y'all? Because y'all look lost. Let's go to Acts the 16th chapter, verse 16 through 17. And we're coming on in. So here it is. I got to drop this. I asked this question before. His desire is to deceive you. The Python spirit is to deceive you. He manipulates our emotions through deception. Why? Because he wants to paralyze us. He wants to remove the breath to keep us from moving in the things of God. So here it is that I need you to understand. The Greek word for divination is Python. And this is what we're about to read here. Acts 16 and 16 says, and it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination. Come on, put a pin right there. A certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. Verse 17. The same followed Paul and us, cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High God, which show us the way of salvation. Verse 18. And this she did many days. Somebody say, but Paul. Come on, but Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit. Oh, come on, he turned to the spirit. I command thee in the name of Jesus Christ. What did I tell you about the name of Jesus? To come out of her. And he came out the same hour. Now, here it is. I need y'all to catch this because I've got to hurry. That divination, and the Greek word for divination is Python. So you understand that this damsel was possessed with the spirit of divination. I know we thought it was just about soothsaying, but here it is. She could tell the future. Come on, I'm about to walk down your road. She could tell the future. And does the devil ever tell the truth? Yes, he does. So here it is that this force was using the environment and situation to tell you the truth about who you are. Oh, come on, I'm talking about the Python spirit that deceives you. See, it would be easy to identify if it was a lie. But this girl was telling the truth when she was pointing them out. And she said, these are the servants of the Most High God that teach us, that was a lie, the way of salvation, because she was not operating in salvation. But what she said about them was true. Oh, come on, I need you to get this. We get caught up as believers. We get stuck in cycles because some of what's happening is true. Some of what's going on in our families, it really is true. It did happen to us. But it doesn't mean that it supersedes God. And so because if God said he turns all your truth, y'all better get this. He turns all your truth around. But a lot of us get lost because we get stuck in what's proven. So here it is. That divination operates as a familiar spirit. Oh, come on, I feel Jesus. Give me 5 more minutes. I'm coming home. It's a relational spirit. Oh, Jesus. It's a relational spirit. Why? It has to be close enough to touch you. Y'all getting tired. It has to be close enough to touch you. A python can't hurt you unless they up on you. It has to infiltrate your circle. It has to be somebody who's in your circle, somebody close to you, somebody who knows secrets about you, somebody who knows the truth about you. Come on now. I'm talking about how these spirits show up. Y'all acting like y'all don't want to hear this. It shows up when you get desperate for companionship. The python spirit shows up because he kills your focus. He puts all the focus on the relationship because you want it so bad. So here it is that he chokes the life out of you. Everything that God puts in you starts to leave. Everything that God said begins to leave. Are y'all getting this today? I feel God up in here. So here it is. This relational spirit is a familiar spirit. It gets so close because you're so used to it that you welcome it in. I need y'all to understand this today. Samson welcomed it in. I need y'all to understand. She said, lay right here. I need y'all to get this familiar spirit. That's what a python do. It gets in your presence and it chokes chokes the life out of you, but it makes you comfortable first. It says, tell me your secrets. Tell me how you feel. I ain't going to tell nobody. Tell me what's going on deep down inside. I ain't going to tell nobody. And then they latch on to you. And then they suck the very life out of you. And the very one you said, I thought I could trust you because we were prayer partners. I thought I could trust you because you was my girl and my boy. I thought I could trust you. But that python spirit done slithered up on you. I need y'all to understand this today. So here it is, that it comes slowly upon you. But the thing is, it bites you first. And that's to knock you off your balance. And that's when you say, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened like that. That's to catch you off guard, because then you let your guard down. Then you stop believing. You let your guard down. And then you stop praying. You let your guard down because you mad, because you angry. And you say, forget them, forget the church, forget prayer. God ain't been there for me. I'm talking about how pythons infiltrate your life. I need y'all to understand this today. It ain't something that's so strange. That's the thing that slithers up next to you. It rides in the car with you. It probably lives in your house. It works on your job. I ain't gonna look at nobody. I don't want y'all to be mad with me. I'm telling you to deal with the spirit, not the person. You gotta deal with the spirit. The spirit of a man. Can I go just a little bit further? I know it's time to go home. Can I walk in this? I need to give you some of the signs. Can you handle some of the signs? Because you need to know what you're fighting against. You need to know what you're wrestling against. Because that thing hurts when that spirit comes through somebody you love. Oh, come on, I'm walking heavy up in here. It's harder when you love them. Because you said, I am tired. I love you, but I don't know where to draw the line. Oh, come on, I'm talking real heavy in here today. When your heart is connected, oh my God, and they turn around and choke the life out you, and you committed yourself to them. I need y'all to understand this today. Oh, but they gotta go. I need to get this today, so here it is. Oh my God. Let me slow down. I told you we had something different today. So here it is. That you go into survival mode because you're trying to catch your breath, you know. You're like, I'm trying to get my thoughts and my faculties together because you feel like you're under attack. See, it's one thing when you're under attack from somebody that you didn't expect it from. It's one thing when it comes from an avenue that you don't like them and they don't like you. But when that thing is up close and personal, it's hard to fight. Oh, y'all don't want to tell the truth. It's hard to fight. You're like, I don't know how to fight this. I don't want to hurt you. But you know, I can't break myself trying to help you. I don't want to hurt you. But you got to go because you're shifting too much in my house. Let me go. I got to hurry and go home with this today. I came to help somebody today. Don't be mad at them. They don't even recognize what's going on. I know you've been fussing. Some of y'all been cussing and it still ain't working. You got to deal with them spirits one-on-one. You got to walk in and call them by name. I see you with your dirty self, with your nasty self. You can't have their minds. You can't have their spirits. You can't have their calling. I call you out by the blood of the Lamb. It is so. Here and no further. I need y'all to understand. I've got to quit. See, I need y'all to know what you're dealing with today. I'm gonna be done with this. I don't know when I'm gonna finish this. But there are a couple of things I want to drop right quick. Can I give you some symptoms right quick? I'm just gonna give you a few. I'm gonna give you a few, Bishop. I don't know when I'm gonna get to finish this. But there are some things that's happening in your life that either you are allowing the python spirit to control you, because yes, sometimes it can be us, or sometimes it's somebody who's connected to us. So we have to look at it both ways. Don't be so high-minded that you think about everybody else. I want you to think about yourself. Has that spirit been using me? Have I been choking the life out of people? Have I been difficult? Have I been causing hardship? Have I been telling God no where I should have been telling them yes? Have I been refusing to do what he called me to do? Come on now. I'm talking to those python spirits in here. Have I been removing the air from those who are connected to me? Have I been removing the opportunities of liberty from those who are connected to me? Because I've allowed those spirits to, oh, y'all better hear me today. Y'all ain't gonna be mad with me, are you? Oh, come on, I need protocol. We ready? You gonna take me out the back door? I ain't got no conversations out the church today. I ain't got to talk to nobody. I need y'all to understand. I need somebody to say they gotta go. So here it is. There were a couple of things I want to release you, that some symptoms. I need to be clear with some of these symptoms, because one of the things he does, he reminds you of your old wounds from the past, and he keeps you rehearsing past failures and hurts. He keeps bringing, it's like a sore that keeps being reopened, and he keeps telling you, he keeps showing up. Sometimes it shows up in the form of people. Sometimes it shows up in the form of in an environment. Sometimes it shows up in your mind out of nowhere. You like, I don't know where that came from, but this is what python spirits do. And they surround you with ungodly influences. That's number 2, to tempt you to compromise the word of God on your life. They suffocate you. They surround you with ungodly influences. Some of them that you ain't talked to them forever start calling you. Come on now. You get an email out of nowhere. Oh yeah, you've been over that and that shows up. I need y'all to get that. All of a sudden people offering you something free. You know what, you used to have to pay for it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Now all of a sudden it's free. Those are some doors. Y'all acting like y'all don't understand. Y'all trying to make me say it. Y'all want Facebook to shut me down. I ain't gonna say it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just keep looking right at me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So here it is. You couldn't pay nobody to take it. Now you're trying to give it away. They don't want it. Y'all acting, y'all don't hear me today. You keep looking at me. So here it is. They surround you with ungodly influences. They are, number 3, they overwhelm you with circumstances. Oh, come on, stay with me. They overwhelm you with circumstances that knock the wind out of you. Come on. There's some things that are designed to knock the wind out of you. There's some big blows that you all have endured. There's some things that have happened to you in 2022. There's some things that are coming in 2023 designed to knock the wind out of you. Are you getting? I'm telling you, the python spirits are coming. You can see it in some of the disconnections. You can see it sometimes. They're cutting off. You're like, I don't know what's going on. I didn't do anything. Said, I recognize what this is too. He wants me to be focused. There's some things that are designed to choke the life out of you. Sometimes it's through sicknesses. Sometimes it's through hurt. Come on, disappointment. Things that didn't go your way. You thought you deserved something. I worked hard for something and I didn't get it. Come on, I'm talking to somebody today. And so that's a python spirit that he gets in your ear and tell you, if I was you, I'd break off everything. I just would stop. I wouldn't even talk to them. I wouldn't deal with that no more. If I was you, that's a python spirit. He squeezes the joy. Number 4, he squeezes the joy out of your worship experience. What does he do? He makes it mundane and boring. The worship team gets on your nerve. The exhorter gets on your nerve. Pastor, everybody, the word, I done heard that before. You start judging every part of your worship experience. You start getting angry. You start removing yourself because I'm telling you, the python is choking the life out of you. The spirit, the thing that once brought you joy, the thing that once made you excited. You couldn't wait to get to the house of God. You were the first one. Now you coming in last. You ain't even getting on the lives. The lives don't even cost you nothing. You ain't even getting on the lives. So here it is that is choking the life out of you. And you're stagnant and you don't know why. You ain't got no real movement. He makes you think that you're doing something because you got a little few influences. But you ain't got no real movement. God said, what I have for you is so great. But you got to get on the other side of the python. You got to understand that he wants you to be in routine. He wants you to tell God them same old tired prayers. You don't even get on your knees. You just get in the bed and say, God, you know. Oh, come on, I need y'all to understand So here it is that he takes the joy out of your encounter with God. He removes, you used to be here every Wednesday. You used to be involved. You said, no, I ain't got time for that. Now, I got things that take my attention. I know y'all don't want to hear this. He, number 5, I believe. Is it 5 or 6? He disconnects your prayers. Come on now. He disconnects your prayers. You pray for stuff, but you don't see any fruit. You used to lay hands on people and they recovered. You're praying for people and you don't see any evidence. That's very discouraging. One of the best things of prayer is answered prayer. So he squeezes the life out of your prayer. So you don't even pray for them no more. So they're living in bondage under your nose. So they're living in bondage under y'all better hear me. In your house, God assigned them to you, but they bound. Because you're too annoyed to pray. You don't even have the passion to pray anymore. You're tired. Oh, I know I'm tiring y'all a lot because I'm way over my time. So here it is, the last thing. He removes your peace. He removes your peace and he wants you to be quiet. He tries to make you become isolated. And he tells you that you don't need anybody, that you can be independent. So he tries to make you feel you don't need nobody. So he brings the orphan spirit upon you. Oh, y'all better hear this today. And so he removes every person who can influence you, who can tell you the right things of God. So he puts you in your stupor so you can entertain your own foolishness. Y'all better hear this today. That's that python spirit. He causes you to experience emotional heaviness, a weightiness, a tiredness. He makes you weak. Come on, guys. He makes you weak. You said, I used to feel strong in God, but I don't feel connected like I used to. I feel tired in my mind. I feel worn. I don't even understand why I get aggravated. I can't understand why I get annoyed. I can't even explain why I don't even want to seek God like that. Even people who seek God get on my nerves. Oh, y'all better tell the truth. Why you gotta pray so loud? Why you gotta sing so loud? Everything ain't about joy. I'm talking about a python spirit that removes your spirit to worship. I'm gonna stop right there. I am 30 minutes over. I'm gonna quit. I got to stop right there. I don't know, Bishop. I'm done. I'm gonna quit there. This is what I want to do. Listen, I want to pray before we go. I want to pray, but I need y'all to understand at this point, please. Cassandra, please come get this. You're gonna see that. Yeah, I don't even know how I thought I was gonna cover all of that. I need y'all to understand. You gotta tell these things. You gotta go. Yeah, python spirits are recognizable. They are recognizable, but the problem is we're comfortable with it. We're comfortable with it because we're used to it. And when we are accustomed to it, we adjust our lives. And the sad part is when we ain't moving, we connect ourselves with people who ain't moving either. So it doesn't seem so bad. Oh, that's why we get mad with people who are moving forward. Because either we are jealous of them who are doing the things of God, or we just want to disconnect. I don't want nothing to do with them. That's them, God using them. But the enemy wants you. He wants you to be stagnant. He wants you to be stuck. He wants you to continue in those same cycles. As last week we dealt with Herod, and this week, are we getting this? You got to understand the spirit of a python shows up in everybody's life. Can we pray? I want you to rest on your feet. I apologize for going over. We had to take that time to set the atmosphere. Now you know why. We had to set the atmosphere. But I need you to understand, I don't want you to brush this off. I brought this to your attention because so many people in this room are dealing with things that are choking their life out you. There are some relationships that are choking the life out you. They are. They're choking their life out of you, but because that's what you're familiar with. When you have to compromise who you are, when you have to compromise what you really want to do, when you can't tell them your deepest desires, when you can't share, this is what I really want to do in God, when you can't share a prophetic word that God gave you because you're too afraid that they're going to judge you, I'm telling the truth. It's time to ascend. We can't advance the kingdom with these weights, because then we'll go forward and we'll come back. We'll go forward and we'll come back. We got to continue to advance forward. We got to move in the things of God. But we allow those spirits to come, especially Python. Shows up in the spirit of fear. Because I think when you see that big old python, they grow from 20 to 25 feet. They are huge. You are paralyzed by fear. And it is one of the main things that it uses, fear, to keep you from moving forward. And we embrace fear because we get counseling for it now. Fear has to be rebuked. Are y'all understanding me? You can call it, I'm just anxious, fear. I'm nervous, fear. It is all fear. It has to be rebuked. You can't have a conversation with it. Some of us are so bad in the world. We want to fight everybody, shoot everybody, beat everybody up. But when it comes to the things of God, we act like straight up punks. Yeah, I said it. We're so soft and timid. I'm afraid I don't want anybody to hurt my feelings. It's a spirit. I came to pray with you today. And I want to pray. The altar is open. Because you know what you're dealing with. It's not my call. Please come in. The crazy part is that the enemy will make you think you're okay. But you live in a house with foolishness, and you're the believer. And if ain't no changes in that house, you got to be honest about what's going on in your house. But we become so accustomed to living with the weights around us until we just let it go. If you're in that house, if you're on that job, he sent you there to free them. For years, and I want to put it all out there, for years, I lived in a house with alcoholism when I was younger. I wasn't saved, but I went to church. So I got the word, and I knew that the word worked. Y'all better understand this. God's word works. Stop telling people that God don't hear them because they're sinners. He hear you. Right. That part. I knew enough to go to my pastor. And I said, I need you to come and pray. Because there's something in my house. I didn't even know what to call it. And I'm talking about forces manifesting. I ain't going to scare y'all. You're so scared you won't go home and go to sleep. Turn on all the lights in your house. Oh, my God. We have got to do better. Spirits don't come in the dark. They come in the light. They are not boogeymans. I want to empower you because sometimes they show up in sickness that you have just adapted to. You've adjusted. Doctor after doctor after doctor after doctor. Failure after failure after failure after failure. Everything you try just falls through your hands. Every opportunity falters. Those are spirits. And the python spirit, if he can choke the Spirit of God out of you, if he can stop you from being in God's presence, if he can stop you from seeking God, because he knows you got the power. You do. You have it. He knows the Spirit of God is inside you. So if he can choke that spirit out that has just left you as a shell, you just trying to give what you got, you trying to pray with no spirit. Come on, I done been there. Can we tell the truth? Going through the semantics of church and disconnected. We're going to tell the truth today. If he can keep you there, not only is he hindering you, but he's hindering everybody that's assigned to you. There are people that are assigned to you. And don't you dare, I feel you in my spirit. He'll send somebody else. Yes, he will, but you will pay the consequences for your disobedience. You still got to pay for that soul. I wanted my family to be saved. And at that point, I hadn't even accepted Jesus for my own reasons, because there was a lot of rules that I couldn't keep, I thought. So I was like, I want to be saved, but I run track and I can't figure out how to do track with a skirt on. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling you my issues as a kid. So you deal with God on your level. And I said, I want you, God, but we couldn't wear pants in our church. But I prayed. And God delivered my house. Not only from the sin of alcoholism, but also my mom, my dad, my sister, everybody came to God because of my life. He tried to make me keep reliving the pain of some things I went through. It shows up in the most inopportune way. Keeps showing up as soon as I try to move forward. But he used my life, and I knew I said, I'm delivered. And I understand that I don't have to live in those cycles. That will not be a part of my house. I broke that cycle on my level. I said, I wanted to see them free. I don't want to come home afraid to come home. Come on, I tell y'all the truth. Some of y'all scared to go home because you don't know what you're going to face when you get in there. You get so tired and worn till you can't pray. Come on, that's right there. You're so heavy and so discouraged. And you keep going through your emotions. Some of y'all are called and anointed, and you're in bondage, dealing with bondage. And the enemy's trying to suffocate your ministries, because if he can keep you quiet, he can keep you fighting that. He can keep you from moving forward. I'm taking my time to deal with this because I'm tired of shouting over this. We ain't naming and claiming nothing. I wanted those souls. How bad do you want those souls? That you say, I am willing to do what's necessary. We get tired and we give up and we adjust. I want to pray for you today. Could you bring me that oil today? Bishop, I'm going to ask you to actually lead the prayer. I want to lay hands on y'all today. Can I do that? Can I do that? Because I don't want to lay my hands on nobody. I don't want me to lay hands on them. Trey, I got to ask us to, I got to close the live because I said this didn't need to be on the live. This is personal. So we're going to say good night to our online audience. Thank you. We're going to say a good night to our online audience. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you Sunday. But this part right here, and I need y'all to act like this is a matter of life and death. When I called for him, it was a matter of life and death for me. I was like, I want that.